Hello everyone and welcome to brand new episode of HYP, also known as Have You Got Placed Season 6. Now we have with us Soumya Sir and Ved Ratan Sir. And without waiting further, let's dive into the episode. First of all, I would like to introduce yourself to the audience so that they could get familiar.
Hello audience, hello everyone. My name is Soumya, final year undergrad at IIIT Gwalior. It's enough for an introduction.
Hello everyone, this is Ved Ratan, a final year undergrad at IIIT Gwalior.
Soumya Sir, you have done internships at Intuit, Coinex, and Mox Email. Could you please explain how to learn the process of internship?
The three internships that you're talking about are three product-based companies, but of different category. One is an MNC, and two other are product-based startups. So, particularly for startups, development is everything that they want. They don't care a lot about your lead coding skills, your data structures algorithms. What they want you is complete the particular work in a given amount of time, and that can only be achieved using your dev skills. So, with respect to MuxEmail, that was my first internship when I was in my second year. Yes, and that required just basic JavaScript, bit of Mern stack. I was a beginner at that time. I used to do React stuff, bit of Node.js and Express, and that's how I was able to get that easy peasy first intern. Uh, One thing I would like to tell the audience that if you're looking for the first intern, always look for an intern where at least you get paid something. Don't do it for free, for sure. Telling about Coinex happened when I was a bit more elder in terms of my college curriculum. I was in my fourth year, and Coinex was a proper DevOps based intern. I was an infrastructure intern there, and I was required to get hold of the infra, which exactly means handling their Kubernetes cluster, handling the downtime, uptime of their particular application, setting up some matrices, setting up in all aspects, setting up the observatory technicalities of their application, which included setting up their uptimes, downtimes, matrices, and all that. Intuit, on the other hand, was the product-based company, and it was an MNC. So here, the procedure of getting in was pretty straightforward. They wanted data structure skills and they wanted core subjects. In data structures, they want a decent level, not beginner. They want from medium to advanced in terms of lead code, if I'm talking about. And in terms of core subjects, they want a specific command in terms of operating systems, databases, computer networks, three subjects. Apart from these, they want that whatever you write in your resume should be, you must have pretty much good hold of that, whatever you write in your resume. uh, Although all those questions revolved around this only. In first interview there were like one DSA questions regarding operating systems. Yes, into it they want the person, if you are giving the interview, that they want you to code it right away and compile it as well. And a lot of companies have seen that they use Notepad or WordPad or something like that. But Intuit specifically, they have their own editor, and they want you to code it right away and compile it as well for one or two test cases. The second interview, similar thing, one DSA question, but that was a bit critical. In the first interview, I was asked kind of, say, easy to medium, easy to moderate question based upon arrays, prefix sum, suffix sum. And the second interview was a DP problem. Apart from that, discussions on database management systems, a bit regarding system design, little bit touch up regarding system design, bit of OOPS concepts. I guess this is all. That was my internship.
Meet sir, you're currently an intern at AccuKnox. And also you have experience interning at Flipper, Settle, and Calculass. Can you please shed some light about your internship?
Sure. So my first intern was at another class. So I got internship offer from them only. So I didn't apply for any internship. I got an offer from LinkedIn, and that time I was beginner in Android. So I was learning, and yeah, that was pretty good company, and I learned a lot about Android development and how to develop Android apps with scalability. And my second intern was at Settle. Settle is basically comprised of Stack plus Flutter. So for the front end part, they use Flutter, and for the back end part, they use Node.js, Express, and JavaScript. So basically, my task was to design their front end and work on Flutter and code up their app. So I was interning at Settle for about 1.5 or 2 months, and then I got an offer from Flipper. At Flipper, my intern was fully DevOps based. I had established the infrastructure, and I had established the metrics management system and observability, and that's pretty much it. And after that, I got an intern at AccuKnox. I had applied for the AccuKnox, and the interview process was a bit difficult as compared to my other jobs. So first of all, in the first interview round, I was asked a basic DSA question and about my past experiences. And at the second interview round, I was asked about assignment. I was given an assignment and I was asked to solve it right away within half a day. So after that, a call was scheduled for me, and I need to discuss that assignment and what do I use and how, what are the concepts behind those code parts. So I need to explain that. And after that, I got an internship at AccuKnox. So that's all about me.
As you both are into the field of DevOps, another question would be that how to start in the field of DevOps, and also you have been an LFX mentee at Thanos and LFX mentee at Kaivano. So would you please shed some light upon that?
I would like to give this question to Ved first because he is the most recent graduate from LFX. I did it like one semester back from him. So Ved might be able to answer it in a better way.
Thank you, Soumya sir. So, uh, coming to LFX. Prior to LFX, I was in DevOps. I got interested in DevOps in my fourth semester. I was scrolling through the LinkedIn and I got an article on DevOps tools. So that attracted me and motivated me to research more about it. And I got into Google and searched about DevOps. What is DevOps? How what is this field and how to implement this field in the field of software development. And I got to know about various tools and how they work and what are the various concepts which are being used to deploy the applications at the product level design. So uh, after I came to college, I got to know about LFX. That LFX is an open source program, which is most prestigious one, which you can do in your college days, and it is a good for your resume and for your career too. So I got starting. I got one mentor of me from BCS 19, and of course Soumya sir. They guided me well to take part in LFX, and from that day onwards, I started learning Golang basics, and I went to the most of the repos, and Kaiwanna attracted me a lot. So Kaiwanna is basically a policy management tool for a high level overview. If you want to contribute on it, it's a must go repo. You can contribute over there if you are interested in LFX. So at Kaiwanno, I got started solving good first issue. My first issue was not good first issue. It was labeled good first issue, but it was actually not a good first issue. It took me around 1.5 to 2 months to solve that issue. After my first PR was merged, I was pretty happy, and this motivated me a lot to continue contributing over Kaivanno. And I and most important part, if you are a startup contributor at the beginner level, it is important that you connect yourself to the community. Join their Slack channel, attend their contributors meeting, which happens every now and then in weekdays, and try to understand what they're discussing and take part actively in their discussions. And also discuss your issues too. Whether that issue is good first or not, a basic documentation issue, you should discuss it over there. It motivates you and boosts your confidence and make yourself a part of that team. You feel like a part of that team. And after that, I got rejected in my first mentorship program. Okay. At second mentorship, I got selected, and that that's pretty much of me. And I got graduated recently from Kivannu, and as a part of that, I am really thankful to Kivannu that they have me on their team, and looking forward to contribute more and more.
I would like to add a little bit to what Ved said. Actually, Ved included all the points also regarding community management, that you need to join Slack and you need to join their community meetings and get through that. If you are a complete beginner, then what I would say is I would like to actually put a shout out here to ASF and JDSE. Two clubs are doing very good in terms of providing us a culture here. They are providing us a platform in terms of winter projects. If you are a beginner in the college and you don't know anything about it, you should join one of these programs where mentors who have already been graduated from LFX or who have been doing good in open source, they are helping you, they are guiding you, because that is a place where I started another shout out to Hitanshu Mehta sir. If he is watching this video, I don't know. He is currently in Disho, and he was my mentor when I was learning Thanos. And it's a taboo in the society that okay, open source is like it's vast, it's big, and the code base is itna bada ki I can't take one component and solve something inside of it because everything seems connected. The reality is exactly opposite to it. Yes, it's big, I understand the code base is big, but if you are solving one bug, then you have to take one bug at a time. You can't grasp the entire code base at once. Thanos is very big now. So if I pick one issue, I just look at what is the concerned code base regarding that issue. Okay, if I am concerned about a particular service engine, for example, a service engine, so my first priority is to get to that particular part of the code base, just the service engine, and then I'll figure out okay, this is the thing that I am concerned about and this is not. So selective study is what I want to say. You can't grasp the entire code base, and this holds good for any open source repository. You just take on issues and try to selectively figure out, okay, I need to read this much, this much, this much, and that's it. If we are talking about DevOps, then I would say that the common prerequisite that I keep telling my mentees as well is learn Docker. Docker is very important before starting anything, and then Kubernetes. Docker, Kubernetes are like the backbones. Any DevOps tool, any DevOps thing you are doing, you need to have that. And apart from that, since every other tool in DevOps is written most of all in Golang, so Golang you have to have a good grasp on it, and not only good grasp. By good grasp, I mean important concepts related to multi-threading, concepts related to channels, Go routines. I mean, a person who is reading about Golang, he would be able to relate with me. So, I'm telling you that if you learn these prerequisites and then you start to apply, then you start to contribute, then it would be an easier task. Rather than if you're like going straight up and okay, I will go to contribute in some repository, that is a tough task, tough nut to crack. That's
And Soumya sir, you were a runner-up in National Hackathon, that is Smart India Hackathon 2022. Well, for a beginner, how can they participate in hackathon, and how are the guide steps to prepare?
once again hackathon thing. I feel our college culture in terms of hackathon can be improved a bit, because in terms of coding, there are clubs who are conducting every bi-weekly at least contests through which coders get a way of okay how things are working in terms of competitive world. But in terms of hackathons, I feel we can conduct more hackathons in the most basic way are a it's very similar to a contest, but on the contrary, in that limited amount of time you need to build something, and for building something you need to know that particular tech stack, whatever tech stack you're using. My most of the hackathons that I gave at my time, I used the devfolio website to give hackathons at that time when I was in second year. I gave mostly all of my hackathons till my third year, and at that time just that one stack I knew, Mern stack, and using that Mern stack I gave like so many hackathons, because I realized that you just need to know one tech and then just blindly participate. I remember the first hackathon that I gave, I we were we were the runner-ups of that hackathon, and the prize amount was 3,000 rupees. 3,000 rupees is what we got for our first hackathon. I was in second year, but that was fun. 2 days you need to build something, and build something in a presentable manner, because okay, you have to host it as well, you have to show it to a particular audience. So this is what a hackathon is in general. Regarding Smart India Hackathon is a national level hackathon, very prestigious one and very underrated, I would say. Not a lot of people from our college do participate in this hackathon, and I want to encourage everyone to at least participate. When I when we were shortlisted for the finals, we went to Gunupur in Odisha for the finals, and it was a fully funded trip. Nothing from our end, just a travel expense, which was partially refunded by the MHRD. And at that point, we were required to build something. Frankly speaking, the thing that we were building similar kind of thing in our internship at Mux Email, if you remember, which was an email marketing application, which includes a lot of stuff regarding sending emails to a large group of people, setting up automations. It's all that we were working on an internship project. So it was a bit easy for us to select a particular problem statement and work on it. Also, since we're talking about SIH, problem statement selection is very critical, because you need to select a problem statement in which you expect less number of submissions. Because if the problem statement is very naive, then the number of people submitting on that problem statement will be around 500. And then getting the top 5, getting the cream out of 500 students is difficult. It's a bit typical process. So if you are an SIH aspirant, I would say that select a problem statement which you expect that will get very less number of participation, very less number of submissions in terms of the prototype, because then you have more chances. And for that, obviously, you need to select something critical, something typical, something not mainstream, something not related to an e-commerce website, because that is at this point is very common, very naive. You need to select something that is a bit critical, that you feel has some complexity, which can filter out a lot of candidates.
That is very invaluable because most of people hinder with only having one tech stack. They'll not be.
Exactly. Tech stack is also a big thing, because if you in your whatever you the slides that you prepare in your slide deck, if you are writing okay, I'll use Monstack, and Monstack is being used by almost everyone at this point. So you need to have some diversity in terms of that. I say the people who are watching, if they are watching it after an year, please upskill yourself in terms of Golang. If you are building backends, if you are building scalable backends, Golang is a must. Or any other language, Java Bootstrap, Java Rust, Spring Boot also works. But you need to upskill yourself, because in terms of hackathons as well, now people are realizing that okay, this is very mainstream. If a person is building something, and building something in a scalable manner using a language that is not so mainstream, then it adds a lot more value to that project.
And my next question is, how important are internships during college life? Like, how would be they helpful for the placement?
College life, wait, sir, will explain.
Okay. So first of all, let's talk about the importance of internship in college life, college days. So basically, if you are able to crack an internship in your college days, so it gives you a lot of experience in working in a MNC. So it will give you a boost in your placement time. Okay. So what happens is, if you get into a big MNC or at a good level startup, even good level startups are also a good company and give you good projects. Okay. So if you are able to crack one of those, so you get to know how to build scalable systems and how to code. The main thing is you will learn how to work in a team, how to coordinate with the team. So that's the pretty important thing in a college student life. So, and talking about the college life and the balance between the internship and the college life and academics. So basically, many of the students go for their summer internship during their summer vacations. So that is manageable. And talking about the college life during the internship preparation, so that will not add that much effect to your college life, because the preparation only wants you to give 3 to 4 hours a day out of 24 hours that you can manage. And talking about academics, that is also manageable. Everyone knows how to handle the academics, at least for the freshers. I would suggest that academics is important at your early stage, but try to also cope up with the uh, crowd where it is going towards the MNCs and internship phase. Okay.
Well, the next question I want to ask is like most of the students face this issue. Most of the second year students who might not have those many skills and facing less CGPA, what would you suggest to them? How can they improve?
I would suggest, yes, you need to focus a bit on your CGPA. It's a fact. Or whoever senior tells you that CG doesn't matter, bro, it matters. It does matter. And in times where we are, 2024, where companies are this much and the number of applicants are a lot, then CGPA does matter. A few tips on improving your CGPA. I don't have a very good CG, but still I can give you some tips. Uh, If you think that you can complete a subject in one day, if you think you can complete a subject in one day, take at least 2 days to complete that. Because if you will take double the time now, then that's the difference between getting 7 CG and 7.5 CG or 7.5 or 8. Just invest more time. I see that people just don't invest more time in terms of their academics, in terms of their core subjects. I'm not telling you to study. It's your choice actually if you want to study throughout. But I know most of the people whom I've been with, they study like few days before the exams. So if you have your major exams, at least start a week before to prepare. If you have a minor exams, at least start 3 days before. That's what I would say. Because if you're not studying the entire semester, then you have to give some respect to your academics at least a week before. That's what I would. You want to add something?
That's pretty much
If you were given a chance to meet 3 year younger version of yourself, what advice would you like to give?
3 year younger version. I mean second year, right? To my second year self, I would say, bro, do some data structures. When I was in second year, I didn't do a lot of coding. I did a lot of dev. I did a lot of projects, internships. Devoted my time there a lot. But I would say if you have time, try to make lead code a habit. If you are a normal lead coder like me, if you just focus on DSA. If you are focusing on competitive programming, then it's all right for you. Give contest. Number of contests you give, the more confidence you get, the more number of exposure you get. But if you are someone like me, then at least make a habit of solving one or two lead code problems every day. That will, I would tell my younger self to do that, because what happens is you don't solve lead code your entire 2 or 3 years in your college life, and then suddenly after third year, you start rushing. You start solving 5 6 problems a day and create a headache for yourself. Because if your interview is next month, then you'll be like, okay, now I have to solve 10 problems a day, 5 problems a day, and that is a pain. Really, it's a pain. One thing, this second is, I would say, whatever you want to start, whatever it is you want to start it as early as possible. Basically, don't procrastinate. If you want, if I wanted, I could have started to contribute to Thanos or to any open source thing in my second year, but I was a bit lazy. That's what I should say. I was a bit lazy to start. I thought it's an overhead. Huh? Who's gonna prepare? Who's gonna do stuff? But if I would have done that in my second year, I would have got a lot of time in my third year to pursue other things, to be productive in general. I'm saying. I know for a second year person to have this mindset is very difficult. That, oh, I have to do everything today only. But trust me, when you are in your final year now, then you start retrospecting a lot about what I did in the last 4 to 5 years, and then you realize, okay, I could have learned this a bit earlier. Then I could have learned a lot more things as well. Because trust me, if you're in your second year, you currently in your second year, you don't know stuffs. You don't know how corporate world works at this moment. Even I don't know in my final year as well, in a lot better sense. But yes, try to, whatever you want to learn, whatever you want to execute, also whatever you want to pursue, and apart from studies as well. If you want to go out, if you want to anchor an episode of Hype, try to do it in first or second year. If you want to do some sports, do it with you. That's all.
to my 3 year back self, I need to say that try to be more open towards the people and try to communicate as much as you can. Because I joined my college when there was the lockdown. We were all in the online semesters, and many of us were a type of introvert and don't used to communicate much with our seniors and don't used to talk with them at, and especially me, I didn't even talk to my batchmates too. So that's what I want to say, that try to communicate between your peers and batchmates and seniors and try to learn as much as you can. Don't be an introvert in your college life. Try to be an extrovert and try to explore as much as you can, because 3 years back, if I was able to talk to my seniors and talk to my batchmates, I will be at better place right now. So that's what I want to say, that try to expose yourself and enjoy as much as you can apart from academics, apart from studies. Enjoy your college life and explore as much as you can, because here you are studying not only for studying but to develop yourself too. So that's what I was to say.
Explore yourself is the highlight.
Well, that's the end of the interview from my side, sir. If you want to add anything.
It was nice. We liked it.
Interview was nice. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming. I'm sure our audience have gained so much valuable insights like I did. Well, that's it from our side. Stay tuned for more episodes.